BMW didn't announce this car, they released it. And the reason that matters is because the BMW M15 2026 doesn't behave like a normal BMW, a supercar, or even a hypercar. It behaves like something BMW wasn't supposed to build yet, something that feels final. This isn't the type of car you casually scroll past. It makes you stop not because it's loud, but because it's unnervingly calm. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why some people are calling it the most dangerous BMW ever created. Quick thing before we go deeper. If you enjoy future performance cars, extreme machines, and the moments when brands cross lines they promised they wouldn't, make sure you subscribe upcoming Auto Zone right now. Videos like this don't show up often, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now stay with me here, because the real story of the M15 isn't the speed, the engine, or even the design. It's why BMW built it this way, and that part changes everything. If you love extreme performance cars and the moments where brands cross lines they promised they wouldn't, you're in the right place. The first thing you notice about the BMW M15 is that it doesn't try to charm you. There's no friendliness in the design, no softness. It looks calculated. The front end sits low and wide, almost predatory, with lighting that feels more like a focused stare than headlights. Even the iconic kidney grille feels stripped of nostalgia, reshaped into something functional, cold, and purposeful. This car doesn't want to be admired. It wants to be respected. As you move along the body, the proportions immediately tell you this isn't an evolution of BMW's past performance cars. Long nose, tight cockpit, heavy rear presence. Everything feels pulled back and tensed, like a sprinter waiting for the gun. The surfaces aren't decorative, they're shaped by airflow, stability, and control. And here's where BMW starts playing with your expectations. Because while the M15 looks aggressive, it doesn't look chaotic. It looks disciplined. Like every line was argued over, tested, and approved only if it made the car faster, sharper, or more stable. The rear design seals that message. Wide stance, industrial shapes, lighting that feels more like a warning than a signature. This isn't a design meant for likes, it's meant for dominance. But don't jump to conclusions yet, because this car becomes even more interesting once you realize BMW didn't build it to show off. Underneath, the BMW M15 is expected to use a twin-turbo hybrid setup, and this is where BMW's mindset completely shifts. This isn't hybrid for efficiency, this is hybrid for control. Electric torque fills every gap, power is immediate, relentless, smooth. Then the combustion side takes over and keeps pulling harder than you expect. What matters isn't the number, it's the feeling. Acceleration doesn't feel dramatic, it feels inevitable. Like the car already decided where you're going before you did. And that's important because BMW isn't chasing shock anymore. They're chasing authority. Here's a question for you. Have you noticed how the fastest cars today are also the hardest to drive? BMW noticed that too. And the M15 feels like their response. Power delivery here is aggressive but intelligent. Sharp but never sloppy. You're not fighting the car, you're directing it. And that makes it far more dangerous than something that just wants to scare you. Now this might surprise you, but the M15 isn't only about perfect roads. BMW has clearly engineered this thing to stay composed even when conditions aren't ideal. Uneven pavement, broken roads, high-speed instability, the car adapts. Suspension, traction, balance, everything adjusts to keep the car calm, even when the environment isn't. It's not built for off-roading, but it is built to never feel uncomfortable or unsettled. And this is where BMW quietly changes the rules. Step inside the M15 and the emotional tone shifts completely. The cabin doesn't feel luxurious in the traditional sense. It feels like a command center. Dark materials, carbon textures, focused lighting, nothing here is trying to relax you. Everything is angled toward the driver. Displays curve inward. Controls sit exactly where muscle memory expects them. The steering wheel feels compact, aggressive, and purposeful. You don't feel like you're entering a car, you feel like you're stepping into a system. The seating position locks you in low and tight. You're not floating above the road, you're embedded into it. And here's something subtle BMW did that most people will miss. There's very little visual noise inside. No flashy distractions. No unnecessary animations. BMW wants your attention forward always. Sound plays a massive role here too. The M15 doesn't scream, it doesn't beg to be heard. It produces a controlled mechanical growl layered with a futuristic electric presence. It's disciplined aggression, the kind that doesn't waste energy. Now let's talk performance, but not in the way you expect. Yes, acceleration is brutal. Yes, top speed is deep into hypercar territory, but what truly separates the M15 is how easy it makes speed feel. Corners don't feel dramatic. They feel precise, predictable, confident. The car moves exactly where you point it without delay, without drama. And that's terrifying because it gives the driver confidence very quickly. BMW didn't just build a fast car. They built a trustworthy fast car. Production will be extremely limited, and that's not marketing. That's necessity. This car isn't meant to exist everywhere. It's meant to exist as a statement, a line BMW crossed and can't uncross. Pricing hasn't been revealed, but let's be honest. This won't be affordable. This lives deep in six-figure territory, competing with machines that were never supposed to wear a BMW badge. And when you compare the M15 to BMW's past icons, something becomes very clear. This isn't an M car turned extreme. This is BMW asking, what happens if we remove every remaining limit? Which brings us to the real question, and this is where I want you thinking. Is the BMW M15 BMW's entry into the hypercar world? Or is it BMW quietly rewriting what a hypercar even is? Because if this is the future of BMW performance, the industry isn't ready. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where you stand on this. And if you want more deep dives into future performance cars that push boundaries instead of following trends, like, share, and subscribe. The next generation isn't coming quietly, and neither are we.